Is 8:01. I'm a couple of seconds late, but that's okay. It's Saturday. We are not stressing about anything. Like, what is? I saw it in the camera. I'm like, what is that? That's ginger souffle body cream. It's not mine. Anyway, it's beautiful, beautiful outside. Listen, if you're just getting up, I get it. It's Saturday. Let's just take you right outside. This is your moment of zen. There's a shot from our Tower Cam network. We're looking over through New Smyrna Beach. How pretty is that? I mean, seriously? Seriously? I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, so that's a shot there. Let me take you down the shoreline. Let's take you to Brevard. How gorgeous is that? Melbourne, let's check in to you. Looking nice. To the Orlando International Airport where... listen, today is going to be perhaps, and this is wild when you think about it, today is going to be, we think, the busiest day ever at the Orlando International Airport. Ever. As of right now, there are no delay programs in effect, which you gotta love. When we look at the live information, though, there are some delays. Okay, there are some cancellations, not because of the weather here, but the line of nasty weather that's actually moving through Georgia, Atlanta. They've got ground delay programs in effect. Things are quite problematic. And of course, we know Delta is the big carrier through there. So if your travels take you on Delta Airlines today, due to weather, you very well may have some issues to contend with. But that's just one of the things, one of the storylines that we're following. All right, let's take a look at temperatures out the door. Rise and shine. 70 degrees in Orlando. That's where we're at. 67 in the Villages. It's 69 degrees in Ocala, 66 Daytona Beach, 66 degrees in Titusville. So it looks great. It feels great. It is great. It is a great morning. A look at our first warning Doppler radar not showing anything whatsoever. It's a quiet start to the day. You gotta love that. So as we take a look at the forecast, here's where we're headed today, friends. 79, 11 o'clock. We're up to 84 degrees by 1 o'clock and 91. 91, our high temperature on the day today. Average high temperature this time of year runs us to about 80. So we are obviously well above that. Well above that. It is a very warm day. Neighborhood by neighborhood across Central Florida, 91 in Orlando, 90 degrees in Leesburg, 90 degrees in Ocala, and we're sitting in the upper range of the 80s back over to the beaches. So hopefully all y'all enjoying this day. It is a lovely, lovely day. Tiff says, happy anniversary and happy birthday to your little one. Thank you. Yeah, it is my 6th wedding anniversary and the 5th birthday of our oldest, which is, I mean, all of this is really wild to think about. We have a 5-year-old. He's going into kindergarten. Like this, the commercials say life comes at you fast, but I would tend to agree with that. I would tend to agree with that. That's at least that's where I'm at right now. Life comes at you fast. Man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Isn't that something? All right. So lots of events around Central Florida. For example, you know I love pups. The Pints and Paws Craft Beer Festival with the Jumpin' Puppy background. 91 degrees our high temperature around Sanford today. May see a sprinkle or two in the afternoon. Otherwise, I think we're going to be doing just fine. If you're heading over to Apopka, the Apopka Jazz Fest kicking off 3 p.m. At least this one's kind of through the evening, so things will be looking a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better through the night. And if you're heading out to the game, the Orlando is it their 2nd home game of the year? I haven't made it to a game. I want to. Yeah, I want to, though. The Guardians and the Sea Dragons today from Seattle. I know the Guardians landed yesterday. I saw on the Twitter. If you're heading out to this game, listen. the pregame festivities may not have you thinking you're going to need the sunscreen because it's not so hot. But listen, it's, 3 p.m., 91 degrees. It's a hot forecast. So for what it's worth. Shauna says, taking my disabled vet husband to parachute for Patriots at Skydive DeLand this morning. Oh, that sounds like a great day. What a beautiful day to go parachuting. What a great day. Catherine says, wow, 2 great occasions to celebrate today. Love the Burris family. Our sweet 18-year-old granddaughter is going to her senior prom. Talk about time going by. Yeah, time keeps on ticking, doesn't it? Man. Weekend forecast as a whole, by the way, friends. Happy to report lovely weather both today and tomorrow. There'll be an extra sprinkle today versus tomorrow, but all said and done, we're looking really nice. We really are looking great. Just listening this morning as I'm driving, Nikki says, good morning to you. Be safe. Do not do anything dangerous, okay? Focus on the road, love. Focus. Please be careful. Brian's asking, how celebrity starstruck were you yesterday talking with Dave Marsh on the drive-thru? That was a fun one. Yeah, Dave Marsh, if you joined us yesterday, Dave is the former chief meteorologist here at Channel 2. I grew up with him as the chief, grew up watching him, and so now he's retired, living the good life with his family, and you can't ask for much more. Listen, that's the goal, I think, for all of us in life, is to live the good life, retire young enough so that you can be healthy and do that thing. And to that point, I just have to take a moment and wish a happy retirement. And there's 2 people. We had a retirement party. We had a station retirement party yesterday. 2 people retired, but only one is officially retired. The other one, I'll get a picture with. His last day is this Friday. But I want to wish a happy retirement to this guy. That's Pat Gribben. That was us last night. Pat Gribben was the news operations manager here at WESH. And Pat and I grew closer over the years, grew to be, maybe he wouldn't say this, but I felt as if we grew pretty close. I adore the man, and I'm so sad to not get a chance to go do rocket launches with Pat anymore, or take the weather lab out with Pat anymore. But, he's young enough and healthy enough. Why not retire and live that next chapter? So happy retirement to you, Pat. I'm excited to follow along in your adventures and annoy the snot out of you via text message. I'll miss you. Y'all are saying I was like a teenager seeing the favorite rock star yesterday. It was very cool. You know who? It just occurred to me, talking about the Coffee Talk drive-thru. And while we're discussing this, let me just put up the forecast, high temperatures and records, just so that you can see how close we are going to be, because we are expecting record heat today. You know who would be an interesting Coffee Talk drive-thru? And I haven't talked to this guy in forever. He was chief meteorologist at 2 television stations here in Central Florida, none of which are WESH. He's been retired for a bit now. This is the guy that gave me my first internship, that I met in, was it middle school? No, it would have been high school, that I met this guy in high school. So I'll have to try and get him. I want to try and get all the people before the weather gets too crazy. Glenn Richards is the guy that I'm talking about. He used to be on a couple of other TV stations. He was the chief at two of the stations here in town. Gave me my first internship, and I would love to chat with him, catch up. He's retired as well. See how he's doing. I have to get Danny as well. But it would be interesting. Danny and I never worked together. So I think it would be particularly fun to get Glenn, and just to get Glenn to talk about high school me and the overzealous kid. Yeah. So I'll have to try and get Glenn That'll be fun. Hopefully you can have Dave Marsh back again. It was so fun talking with him. Would love to have him back. I know, Brian, right? It would be fun. It would be fun. It would be fun to check on him. He's what, 16 years retired? Let's try and get him at 20 years retired and see how it's doing. I was in the catacombs, the old archives at WESH, and I was in the catacombs there looking for 98 tornado footage, and I found some great 98 wildfire footage because I'll be putting stories together for that. But I found old Dave Marsh promos that I should have brought up yesterday, but you know, he was already pretty bashful. That was pretty fun. So anyway, we'll do it. We'll do it. Cindy said, love Glenn Richards, such a class. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He took a chance. Listen, everybody takes a chance on somebody young, right? Like Glenn took that chance on me. So we'll have to have him on Coffee Talk. That would be a lot of fun. That would really be the full circle for me, you know. It was fun to compete against him when I got on the air here, but it'll be fun to have him on my show. I can't have another one of my another one of my mentors on because they're still competing against me. So, shot across the bow, Tom. But that is kind of fun. The drive-through is kind of fun to do some of those fun things. All right, so for today, just a heads up. Expecting near records for Sanford, Leesburg, Daytona Beach. Particularly Daytona Beach of note, just because of how long ago that record was. The record in Daytona Beach, 88, forecast is 89. That record goes back to 1935. Let's talk about that record. That was when FDR signed the neutrality, keeping us out of the war. Mickey Mouse had his first short film, and Amelia Earhart soloed across the Pacific. Terry's asking, could you plan on having Dave Marsh on again, please? Yeah, we'll have to do that. By the way, sidebar, talking about Dave Marsh, I finish up Dave Marsh, and do you know who sends me a note? Mike Olenek, saying that it was nice to see Dave Marsh, to which I responded, agreed. I think he looks great. Now for me to con you into joining me. Mike Olenek has not responded. But you may remember Mike Olenek, former WESH meteorologist. I have to get Mike on there. What about Dan Billow, especially during rocket launch days? Oh, for sure. We'll have to, yeah, maybe what we'll do, I think we're focusing on, I don't know. I don't even know what we're focusing on this year, but it's definitely, we're running out of time because we're about to get into the busy season, right? So we may have to continue this theory going into next year's Coffee Talk drive-through season where we can get some more folks. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Taylor, did you all see the big tornado in Mississippi, Alabama last night? Yeah, you guys. This was a sad situation. Tornado reports from the Mississippi River all the way through northern Alabama. And the latest information that we have, at least from the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency, we can confirm, this is a quote from them, we can confirm 23 dead, dozens injured, 4 missing from last night's tornadoes. Wow. 23 dead. And they posted an update saying, unfortunately, these numbers are expected to change. So, that's not good. Yeah. That's not good. It's really sad. It's Tornado Alley, and I understand that. I understand that. Now, you know, I don't have this dialed up. I wonder if I can get this in real fast. Let me see if I can get this in. I've not heard this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this dialed up to show you. This is, so I interviewed years and years and years and years ago. Let me see if I can do this real fast. a second. I'm trying to show you this video. So years and years and years ago, I was approached to be the chief meteorologist at this TV station. This is WTVA. A lot of people were talking about this clip. Let's take a listen. I'm going to listen to it with you. And I've not heard it, but a lot of friends in the meteorological community have. Let's listen into this clip for the first time and hear what it says.
Radar error here. That's a huge radar error on that, but that still shows likely a strong tornado here just east of Amory. How far to Amory are we talking about? Let's get a storm track that has everything I could put on it for a moment. And then I'm going to move that down just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move it to the middle. I'm going to try to cram as much stuff on here as I can for a moment because I want to keep Amory City Grid on this. And again, assuming we're moving 65 miles per hour, I would say the western few streets in Amory were now less than 2 minutes away. This is a strong, life-threatening tornado that's going to move either extremely close to Amory or in through the northern part of the city of Amory. And here's the thing about this. Y'all trust me too much, okay? I tell you where it goes, and some of you are like, that's where it's going to go. But the reality is that this could be changing directions, okay? So Amory, we need to be in our tornado safe place. We got a new scan coming in here as we speak. Oh, man. Like north side of Amory, this is coming in. Oh, man. Dear Jesus, please help them. Amen. Okay. So this is going to track along Highway 25. Unfortunately, this is cut farther, a little bit more east. So I have it slightly behind me there. This is going to cross the Highway 6 bridge within the next 20 seconds or so. Is that first?
Okay. Now I've watched him for a while because completely unrelated to this. The management at the station had reached out to me years and years and years ago, and he for the chief job, and so I did not go. He took the job, and he's been doing just a fantastic job. But to watch that, you have to wonder to yourself, okay? And again, I've never met him, but I've followed him for so long because it's always one of those like what if scenario things. But to picture what that had to feel like in that moment of, you know, when he was showing that debris tracker, and we show it all the time here at WESH. Thank God we most of the time rarely ever see anything. But he had such a definitive signature of debris. And why is that important? Well, because radar now can scan not just the rain, but it can scan the particular sizes of the particles. And it was invented with the idea of we can see snow and we can see hail. But what it turned into is you could actually manipulate it to do so much more. You can actually manipulate it to tell you if it's rain or if it's biological. In other words, a tornado picking up stuff. And so, man, in this moment, feel for those 20 plus families that are waking up in a new reality, the extended families that lost someone. All of those dots are reports of tornadoes. It was the same supercell that traveled and just dropped a tornado, lifted, dropped and lifted. And I don't know that I've ever heard a meteorologist say a prayer on the air. And I've watched the guy for a long time. He's not a hyper. He's a dude that's wanting to keep people safe. I think when he said, y'all trust me too much, you know, it could go a little this way or a little that way. If that doesn't kind of show you that he's just trying to level with his audience, I don't know what does. So today, as the sun comes up there in Mississippi and Alabama, crews are going to get a better idea. We'll know better the death toll, the injured count, and we'll get a better idea of what has happened there. The National Weather Service, I'm sure, will be dispatching crews, which thus will give us an idea of what kind of winds we were dealing with. Tricia says the instant concern for his viewers and prayer for them was so touching. That's just the guy being the guy, you know. I always say to folks, doing the TV weather, maybe some people do it because they want to be on TV and they want that part of it. But I'd say most of the people in my community, the weather community, we're weather nerds that want to get messaging out. Why do I do coffee talk on my days off? Because day on or day off, there's information that needs to be sent out, and I want to do that. I want to help you. It was darn evident in that moment that that man wanted to help his audience. And so I raised my cup of coffee to that whole team. Yeah, WTVA, Tupelo, Mississippi. Yeah, that's very frightening. So I raised my cup of coffee to the team for keeping their audience as safe as they could, and hope like hell that we don't hear more injuries or more. Because more than 20 families are waking up to a new reality today. And we have to remember, no matter what these severe weather events that take place, and we report on injury tolls or death tolls, those are real people. Those are real families that are impacted. So, the Red Cross will have work to do. The Salvation Army, there's so many of these good organizations. So if you have an opportunity to skip a couple of coffees to help these people, my gosh, what a path ahead they have. Thankfully for us, as that cold front continues its march, here's a look at it now. How much time do we have, Ernesto? 2 minutes, okay. Here's the cold front now. It's weakening and stalling, so it will not move our direction. So for us, thankfully, we are not looking at the threat of severe weather. We'll have a couple of popcorn showers today. Okay, here's a look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. 20% chance of rain, high of 91. It's going to be a hot day. Tomorrow hotter on Monday, but a nice quiet stretch of weather for us, okay? So while our 7-day forecast looks like this, absolutely beautiful, think about perhaps giving a little something to an organization that's going to help those people. 20 plus families are waking up to lives completely changed today, and not in a good way. That's what I'll be thinking about today. That I can promise you. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Thank you for joining us. We will be on TV in just a couple of seconds doing the whole Today Show thing. And I'm going to be celebrating my son's 5th birthday today. I'll be celebrating my 6th wedding anniversary with my wife. The 25th of March is always a jam-packed day. Good times. Good times. All right? All right, be good, y'all. I will see you guys and gals on TV in a little bit, and I will see you in the morning. Be good.